Hello, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm very excited for our practice. If you would like to use a block for your practice or you have something block-like close by, you might want that. Otherwise, we'll have plenty of options and instructions without the block. Let's begin in a seat. In a comfortable seat, if you're not comfortable seated, you can always lay on your back. We're just going to take some time to connect with our breath. So either in your seat or on your back, make yourself comfortable. Can close your eyes and start to draw your attention inward. Coming into a space of listening to the body, checking in with how you're feeling today, listening to your breathing. And start to invite a deeper breath out through the lungs. You may even start to breathe into the back of your skull, and if you're seated, feeling the back of the skull rise. And even if you're laying down, let the neck lengthen. And so as we move today, we continue to practice listening to the adjustments that we can make, listening to where we can work harder, where we can work less in order to invite balance into the body. Now, I like to think of the art of listening. You can consider your mind as the door, and silence as the key. We'll come back to that throughout class today. Our mind as the door, and the inner silence as the key. We'll take one or two more full breaths in this position. Join your palms together, pressing your thumbs toward the sternum. Drop your chin down to your chest, recognizing that we are entering into our practice. You can lift the head, release the hands, downward facing dog. Come on into your down dog. Spread your fingers out wide. And as you press your hands down and forward, your feet move down and back. Feel the ground below you, listening to what it has to offer, the support that it provides. And we receive that support. See if you can drop the head, let the neck get longer. Then your knees look forward, step your right foot towards your hands. Spin your back foot down, down dog lunge, start to walk your hands forward. So your right hand is in line with your foot. And just like your down dog, hands down and forward. See if you can invite a deeper bend into your knee. So maybe, just maybe, lowering your hips in line with the knee. Make the back leg very strong so the underbelly of the back thigh wakes up and firms. If you're tensing your neck here, what's it like to let that go? Inhale. You can look forward, walk your hands in, go ahead and switch it out. If you're feeling active today, you might try a jump switch. Back foot presses down a lot. Either staying here, walking the hands forward, left hand in line with the left foot. And as you start to adjust into this, consider sliding a deeper bend into the front knee. Over time, we work the hips in line with the knee. So it's all good if they're a little bit higher. You might tighten up your back leg and see if you can drop it a little lower. How are the eyes doing? See if you can dissolve any tension behind them. Inhale. Look forward, walk your hands back in. Step your back foot forward, inhale to a half lift. You might push off your thighs, maybe the shins. Squeeze the back body so that you're growing your heart away from your sternum. And pause in this half lifted position. Put a slight bend in your knees so you're not locked out. That helps you to use your quads more. Then reach your hands back in line with the body. Squeezing the back body tight. Reaching through the tips of the fingers. One more big breath here. Forward fold, exhale. Put a bend in the knees, generous bend to allow the upper body to simply flop. Start to bend your knees, slowly rolling yourself up to standing. Stacking hips over heels, shoulders over hips, then ears over shoulders. Nicely done. Bend your knees enough to touch the floor. Stay low with your hips and inhale to chair pose. Now in this particular chair, let's take the curve out of the low back and stack the shoulders more over the hips. I really enjoy pressing the heels out here and squeezing the big toes in. Notice how that might inform your quads, your thighs. Inhale. Straighten your legs, standing, exhale. All right, bend your knees a lot, like so much that you're kind of chilling on your thighs here. Keep this connection. Round your spine a bit, so a lot like a cat back. Now with your arms forward, we'll inhale, sit back towards your heels. Either stay here or join your palms together. We're gonna round the spine and twist to the left and press the elbows outside the knees, coming into this twisted chair pose. Notice if you've got more weight in one foot than the other. Balance that out between the two. You can even look back over the shoulder, get a nice stretch in the neck going. Inhale. Unwind to stand. Exhale. Other side, bend your knees a lot. So you're resting your chest on your thighs, kind of. Then as you look forward, reach your arms forward, round your back like cat back. So even the tips of the fingers are reaching. Weight is back in the heels. You can stay if this is good, or connect your hands, turn to the right, press your right elbow outside the knee as you tone your abdomen and twist toward the right. Level the weight in the feet and maybe even leveling the height of the hips. So right and left are even. Practice your breath. Inhale. Unwind to stand. Exhale. Nicely done. Step your left leg back, so you're coming down into a lunge here. Spin your back foot down, and then come up to stand so that both of your legs are straight. Make sure you've got both your hips facing straight ahead, so I had to adjust my back foot to make that happen. Then once you've got it, clasp your hands behind your back. If that's too challenging, you can always just not clasp and reach your hands back, either way. Start to slide a bend into your front knee. Make your cat back as you round your chest over your front thigh, coming into a humble warrior. You can either rest your chest onto the thigh, inside the thigh, or maybe, just maybe, lowering the crown of your head down toward the sole of your foot. Just like in that down dog lunge, see if you can invite a deeper bend in the front knee. Now, whether you have your clasp or not, keep reaching your hands away from the body. Let that be a nice stretch to the shoulders. Stretch to the sides, even the back. A little more power in the back leg. Last breath or two. Inhale. Lift up halfway. You can set your hands down. Go ahead and switch out your legs. Come all the way up to standing with your back foot firmly rooted into the ground. Check in with those hips. Adjust your feet if you need to so that they're both facing forward. Clasp your hands behind you, non-dominant thumb on top, or just reaching your hands back, either way. Once you've got that, start to slide in the bend. Round your spine forward. You can take it easy, hang out on your thigh. More of a challenge, lower inside the thigh. You can consider taking the crown of your head down toward the sole of your foot. And as you look towards your back foot, firm the underbelly of the back thigh. And use that to slide the front knee a little further forward. Last breath or two, go ahead and soften the face. Inhale. Exhale, lift up halfway, hands down to the floor. Downward facing dog, step it back. Bring your heels together and roll yourself forward into a plank pose. Make sure your fingers are very wide. And of course, you can always use your knees in plank if you'd like to, but squeeze your heels. Hug the inner thighs. Now, as your hands pull apart, feel the heart lift in between the shoulders. You can stay here or set your forearms down, come in towards a forearm plank. Stay here or return back to your plank. Choose your adventure here. If for the more active version, you'll come in and out like 3 to 5 times. Slow and steady, try to avoid using momentum, but rather move with strength. And whatever you do, try not to let your hips collapse too low, but rather let this stability, this action come from the core center. Finish up one more if you're doing the movement. Last breath or two. Nice work, folks. Once you're in your plank, you can drop your knees, lower all the way down to your belly. Nicely done. Let's take our arms alongside of us with the palms turned up. Now press the tops of your feet down, press your hips down. Keep the backs of your hands to the floor. As you lift your chest, squeeze the shoulders together tight. Breathe into the back of your skull, feel it lengthen away from your shoulders. Great place to stay, otherwise lift your toes. Stay or lift your hands, squeezing the back body together tight. Almost like you're trying to hold something in between the shoulder blades, like a little walnut or something. Last breath or two. Inhale. Exhale, release. You can rest your right cheek to the mat. With your chin to the mat, hands below your shoulders, press yourself back into a tabletop. So you're in all fours. In table, we've got the knees below hips, hands below shoulders. And we're gonna come into puppy pose. There's a few different ways we can do this. So one way to puppy is the forearms are on the floor. I'm pulling my elbows back, drawing my heart forward, squeezing the back body. That's option one. Option two, you walk your hands forward or knees back and drop your chest almost like a down dog. Some people might choose to rest their forehead to the floor. Others might just let the head hang. But whichever version you're taking, ground your index finger and your thumb. Find internal rotation of the upper arm, so it's like you're turning your armpits up toward the ceiling. Last breath or two here. Feel your ribs pulling towards your hips. Inhale. Look forward, pull yourself onto your belly with your arms alongside of you. Turn your left cheek to the mat. All right, nice work. Hands below your shoulders. Come on back through your downward facing dog. Look forward, nothing fancy, just walk to the front of your mat, come on up to stand. Now for the fun part. Okay, so with your feet hip distance apart, spread your toes out really wide. Spread them out. Drop just your big toes. Lift them up, drop just your 8 little toes. Lift them up. And release down. With your hands to your heart, shift into your left foot. Lift your right knee up into your chest and flare out your toes. Take your knee open to the side. Lift your heel for internal rotation. Lift your heel, inner thigh down. Then circle your leg out and around. Squeeze your heel towards your bottom. Now, similar to chair pose, put a bend in your standing knee and tap your lifted toe behind you. It's one of my favorite movements. It's a weird one. If you need to hold on to something close to you, feel free to do so. Let's flip it and reverse it. Squeeze your heel towards your bottom. You can straighten the leg. As you lift your knee and your heel out to the side, circle back and around. Release. Nicely done. Other side, shifting into your right foot this time. Left knee to the chest, hands to heart. Push your knee back. Lift your heel, internally rotate. Circle around. Take a squat in the single leg, tapping your toes behind you. Switch it out. Heel to bottom as you straighten standing leg. Lift it up and out to the side as you circle around. Release. Good work. Let's try one more on each side. Add your breath, pick up the pace if you'd like. Shifting into your left foot, we'll inhale, lift right. Exhale, open and lift heel. Inhale, circle back, take your little squat. Exhale, heel to bottom, back and around. Inhale, release. Pause for the exhale. Other side, shift into your right foot. Inhale, left leg lifts and opens. Exhale, lift the heel, circle around. Inhale, tap and lift. Exhale, circle up and around. Release. Nicely done. Okay, let's put it into a movement. We'll take it slow the first time we do this. So from the front of your mat, bend your knees to touch the floor. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale your hands to your heart. Take your left knee into your chest. A little different here. Inhale your toes forward, your arms forward. Exhale, knee and hands to chest. Inhale, cross your lifted foot behind you to the right. Reach your hands forward to the left. Exhale, hands to heart, knee towards the chest. You got this. Inhale, your hands forward, your toes back. Exhale, hands to heart, knee to chest. You got this. One more time. Inhale, take a big step back. Inhale to high crescent lunge. Exhale, sit low in your front knee. Nicely done. Release your hands. Step your back foot forward. Inhale to half lift. Exhale, fold, squeeze your belly towards your legs. Inhale to chair pose, sit low. Other side, exhale your right knee to chest, hands to heart. Inhale, hands and aerial foot forward. Exhale, hands to heart, knee to chest. Inhale, open your arms wide. Take your right leg off to the side. Exhale, bring it in. We got this. Inhale your lifted leg to the left, arms reach right. Exhale, back to center. Prepare to step back. Inhale your hands forward, leg back. Exhale, high crescent lunge, lift yourself up. Inhale, sit low, slide the knee forward. Exhale, release hands to the floor. Step your back foot forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold, squeeze your belly in. Let's try that again. Inhale to chair pose. Face forward, you can see a little better. Exhale, left knee to chest, hands to heart. Inhale, hands and toes forward. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, your arms wide, your lifted foot out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, cross your leg to the right, arms reach left. Exhale, bring it in. Take a big step back. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, release your hands to the floor. Back foot steps forward. Inhale, lengthen through your sternum. Exhale, fold, squeeze it in. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale, right knee to chest, hands to heart. Inhale, forward. Exhale, center. Inhale, open wide, arms and leg. Exhale, center. Cross to the side, inhale your toes left, arms right. Exhale, center. Prepare to step back. Inhale, high crescent lunge, arms over shoulders. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Back foot steps forward. Inhale, lengthen through your heart. Exhale, fold, squeeze it in. Inhale to chair pose. Exhale, Tadasana, come to stand. Nicely done. Let's open into a wide stance. So you're on the long edge of your mat. Friends with more sensitive knees, you might hang out with a block under your bottom, couch cushion, whatever you might need. But here, let's take the heels in and the toes out. And take a bend into your right knee. We'll come down low. You can use your little block, whatever you have if you want to. Otherwise, you can sit on the ground, you can hover, take your expression of Skandasana. Yeah, and hands to the floor is a great way to stabilize. So from here, feel your both heels pull towards each other. Both heels pull towards each other energetically. You're narrowing the hip points, drawing even the thigh bones towards each other. You can stay here with your hands on the ground, or take your right arm inside of your leg, push your leg to your arm, push your arm back into your leg, and take your opposite arm straight up and out. Really connecting bottom arm to leg into each other. A few breaths here, expanding through your collarbones. Inhale. Return your hands back to each other. And from here, lean forward. So lean forward, then reach your arms forward. Without standing, create the action of standing. Create all the energy you need as if you're about to lift up off your bottom. Keep that, then hover, lift your hips up, maybe even in line with your knee. Hold 3, 2, on 1, push your leg into straight. Arms wide, nice work. Turn your left toes straight out, back toes can come in. Warrior 2 facing the opposite direction. Warrior 2 facing the back of your mat. Feel your heels dropping, grounding. Sliding your front knee forward. With the sensation of the hips lowering down, create the action of your shoulders lifting high. And we'll keep the bend in the front knee. With your back hand to your waist, push your back leg into your hand and your hand into your leg. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, slide down your back leg. Reaching through your top arm as if you could get your hand over the back foot. Inhale. Press down through the feet. Exhale, rise through your warrior two. We'll straighten the legs, release your arms. Turn to the center of your mat, heels in and toes out. Bending into the left knee this time. You can take your hands to the floor, coming onto the heel of your back foot. And this might be where we stay and work on building the strength. If you're lowering down, you might take a seat on your couch cushion or your block, the floor even. And then we'll connect the left arm, left leg together. Push your leg into your arm, almost like you're trying to high five your elbow with your knee. Opposite arm can reach out and up. Energetically draw both heels towards each other, narrowing both hip bones towards each other, lifting out of the low belly, lifting out through the sternum. Last few breaths here. Practice your breathing. Inhale. Bring your hands together. Look forward, lean forward. Pull your legs together tight and find all the actions that you need as if you were about to stand up. So you'll feel that tightening. Keep that and lean forward, reach your arms forward. Option to lift your bottom, hips in line with knee. Hold 3, 2, on 1, straighten your legs, come up to rise. Wonderful. Warrior 2 towards the front, bending into the right knee. Eyes can go forward over the front hands. Notice which part of your foot is doing most of the work. And see if you can ground through the parts of the feet that feel like they're lifting. Let your hips sit low as you reach your heart up high. Balance between effort and ease. Stay strong with your back hand onto your back leg. Push leg to hand, hand to leg. Flip your front palm and reverse your warrior. That might be straight up, it might be sliding down the bent knee, up to you. Whatever you got, keep pushing leg to hand, hand to leg. Sliding front knee forward and out. Using your feet as your strongest asset. Inhale. Warrior 2, exhale. Straighten your leg. Parallel your feet to one another and fold yourself forward and down. If you feel a lot of rounding in your spine, you'll stay here, maybe bend your knees to help flatten out the back. Or walk your hands between your feet. Or fold yourself in. Find that element of down dog to ground your hands down and forward and to draw your heels down and back. We're strengthening the front of the body, the quads, the chest, even the fronts of the ankles or heels. Strengthening the front body to find more openness in the back body. The back body, your posterior chain, that muscle group, it starts at your heels, goes all the way around your back body, and in fact attaches at the eye sockets. I find that so fascinating. It shows just how important our face and our eyes are to the entirety of our body, not just the front. Inhale to half lift. Hands to your waist. Exhale, rise up to stand. Arms wide, bend your knees. Go ahead and hop it together. Nice job, yogis. So find your feet hip distance apart here. I'll come to the side. I think you'll be able to see better. So with your feet hip distance apart, hands to your hips, put a little bend in your knees and hinge yourself forward so that your shoulders and hips are kind of in the same line. They're not going to be perfect, that's okay. And from here, we'll take our hands to the heart. Stay in this fold and start to straighten your legs. Try not to lock out, but let them be straight. Shift all the weight into your right foot. Float your left foot off the ground, even if it's just a millimeter. Set it down and switch, shift into your left foot. Float your right foot off the ground and set it down. So we'll add on to this. So you might need a deeper bend in your knees. Of course, if you need to do hands to floor and use blocks, that's also another option too. If you had a chair close by, you might hang on to that. Whatever you need to do to find this marching action. So as you shift into your right foot, float your left leg, lift your left heel back in line with your hips. Take your hands to your heart if they're not already, and bend into your standing leg. Take your arms forward. Stay here or push your standing leg straight. Warrior 3, hold, practice your breathing. Even if you fall, get right back in. Inhale. Hands to heart, bend your standing knee. Listen close here, it gets weird. Lift your standing knee, or your aerial knee rather, out to the side, circle back and around. Release, set it down. We'll go over this a few times because I know it's not very conventional. Let's try the other side. Hands to waist, bend your knees. Fold your chest so it's towards your thighs in line with your hips. With your hands to your heart, you might straighten your legs. If you need hands to block or chair, whatever you got, please do. Float your right foot up off the ground and send it back behind you. Push through your aerial heel. Both heels, in fact. Stay here or hands to heart. Bend your standing knee and take your arms forward. Once you've got that, then push your standing leg straight. Hold warrior 3 for a few breaths. Explore all the boundaries of the lungs. Inhale. Hands to heart, bend your aerial heel to bottom. Circle your leg up and around, knee to chest on your inhale. Exhale, release down. Okay, we're gonna put this into our flow. When we do things that are new or different, it's okay to be a little sloppy, right? It's okay to enjoy the learning process. So sense of humor is not only encouraged, but required for this next one. Here we go. I'm gonna face forward so you can see me a little bit better. So find yourself at the very top of your mat. Bend your knees enough to touch the floor. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, left knee to chest, hands to heart. Take a big step back. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Stay for the exhale, sit low. Open yourself up to the side, come to Skandasana in the back. Inhale. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, lift up, warrior 2, facing forward. Stay for the exhale, sit low. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay for the exhale, slide your front knee forward. Windmill your arms down. Inhale, lift your back leg. I'll come to the side so you can see. You can bend your knee. Exhale, hands to heart, bend the aerial knee to bottom. Inhale, circle up and around, knee to chest. Exhale, bend your knees, drop the foot. Other side. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, right knee to chest, hands to heart. Big step back. Inhale, high crescent lunge, sit low. Stay for exhale, tighten it up. Inhale, open Skandasana to the back leg. Stay for your exhale. Inhale to stand, warrior two facing forward. Hold for your exhale, sit lower. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, slide your knee forward. Windmill your hands down. Inhale, lift up your back leg. Exhale, your hands to heart, bend your heel to your bottom. Inhale, circle your leg up and around, knee to chest. Exhale, bend your knees, drop your hands. Okay, just one more on each side, not 10 more, just one more. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, left knee to chest, hands to heart. Inhale, high crescent lunge, step back. Exhale, stay low. Inhale, open wide, skandasana into your back leg. Hold for exhale. Inhale, stand, warrior two, facing forward. Exhale and refine. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay for exhale. Windmill your hands down. Inhale, lift your back leg. Exhale, bend your aerial knee, hands to heart. Inhale, circle your leg up and around, hands to heart, knee to chest. Exhale, bend your knees, touch the floor. Halfway there, folks. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, right knee to chest, hands to heart. Inhale, step back, high crescent. Exhale, slide your front knee forward. Inhale to open wide, skandasana to the back leg. Stay for exhale, lift your sternum. Inhale to stand, find warrior two facing forward. Exhale, sit low. Flip your palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, sit lower. Inhale, windmill your hands down, lift your back leg. Exhale, hands to heart, lifted heel to bottom. Inhale, circle your standing leg out and around. Exhale, bend your knees, touch the earth. Nice job, everyone. Inhale to your chair pose. Take a seat. As you lower all the way back, lift yourself up into a boat pose. Squeezing the front of your body, staying open and long through the back of the body. You can stay here or straighten your legs. Practice your breath. In the face of challenge, we practice peace. In the process of growth, we create self-love, self-care. Inhale. Cross your heels, come forward, downward facing dog, exhale. Nicely done, everyone. Allow your down dog to down regulate. Honor and thank every little bead of sweat on the body for cooling you down, for flushing out any toxins, burning out any stress. Pigeon pose, slide your right foot, or knee rather, your right knee forward. You can slide yourself back. If you are in the sensitive knees club, feel free to come onto your back for figure four pose. Another thing we can do for sensitive knees is to sit on your side and bend your back leg. I know it's kind of tough to see, but I've got my back leg bent, heel is in line with the right hip, back heel in line with the right hip. Then I'm able to kind of wiggle my front foot a little further forward, turning to face forward, lifting the spine up. So that's one way to take a modified pigeon, hang out with it here. Otherwise, tuck your back toe so that you turn your back knee straight toward the floor. You can stay in this lifted position or enjoy sliding yourself forward. And for those of you that are my more seasoned yogis or my more go-get-em yogis, I will invite you to lift your back knee, meaning you're pressing your back foot down enough so the back knee lifts. And what I love about that is that stability in the low body helps to create more relaxation in the upper body. So if you're like me, you get the crunchy shoulders here or like the smashy neck situation. So if that's going on for you, then inquire within your body, where can I engage more? And usually it's drawing the thigh bones towards each other. Sometimes it's stretching the sternum forward. And oftentimes it might even just be dropping your forehead and letting the ground work for you. Last few breaths here. Inhale. Look forward, start to slide your hands back in. You can lift your sternum up high. Downward facing dog. Switch it out, left leg can come forward. And if you're doing the modification, then you'll kind of roll onto your left hip, bend your back knee, and take your back heel in line with your front hip. Then turning your torso forward, hands to the ground. You see, you get this like zigzag situation with the back. You can stay here or lower. If you're taking the fuller expression, tuck your back toes and then turn your back knee straight down. By turning your back knee straight down, you're able to press through the top of the back foot. Use your hands to pull your heart forward. Stay in this erect position or begin to slide yourself down. Forehead can rest. And if you are experiencing any discomfort in this pose, the body will communicate what you can change. The body will communicate what adjustments you can make. And the key to listening to the body is to quiet down the mind. Releasing any expectations, any analysis, getting quiet and allowing the body to simply be. Last few breaths here. Inhale. Slide your hands back in. Downward facing dog. All right, from your downward facing dog, bend your knees, look forward, step through to a seat with your legs straight out ahead. Through to your seat with your legs straight out ahead. Cross your right heel over your left knee. And I know I make that look easy. So if you need to use your hands, use your hands. If you need to bend your top knee, you can bend your top knee. But so we're in this figure four-ish position. Take your hands next to you, lift your heart up high. Flex both of your feet. In fact, let's do hands to the heart. I'm gonna have you lean back a little bit. Lean back, so it's almost like a weird boat pose. Then as you lean back, lift your bent knee heel. See if you can keep the bend. Nice. Now as you put it back, roll yourself back, lifting up, then return back up. So it's kind of like a rock and roll sit-up. When you get to the top of the sit-up, float your heel, even if it's just an inch, even if it's just an idea and it's 0 inches, find whatever that float is for you and do it again. We're rolling, lifting, rolling, lifting. 2 more on this side. Last one. Next time you're back at the top, straighten both legs and switch it out. So we'll take the opposite, maybe it's your left, maybe it's your right, I don't know. Your opposite heel over, lean back, so you're almost like in a boat pose. See if you can lift your heel above your knee. Maybe not today, but have the idea in mind. Set it back down. We'll roll into our rock and roll sit-up. At the top, float and repeat. Float, repeat. Take 2, 3 more on your own. After you've taken your 2 or 3, do both legs out ahead. Both legs out ahead. Take your rock and roll sit-up. Come all the way up to stand. All the way up to stand. Okay, we're going to run through our whole shebang one more time, and we're gonna add in a balance at the end. Before we do that, we're gonna practice the balance without the flow before putting it in. This is one of those things where you've got lots of different options, so if you're feeling overwhelmed, then hang out, kick back at one of the more modified options. All right, all aboard. So from the front of your mat, you can have your feet hip distance apart. Bend your knees. Come into kind of like a yoga huddle, little huddle position here. Feel your feet grounding. You might lift up all your toes for a moment. All right, here we go. Hands to heart. Shift all of the weight into your right foot. Lift your left knee. For some of us, this is where it'll stay. You'll come in and out of that. Others, cross your heel above your knee. You can always use your hands to help you out with that, and then sit low. Option to take your arms forward into your standing figure 4 chair pose. Another option is to set your hands to the floor. Those of you that have the arm balance in your practice, you'll hook your foot around your tricep, your knee into your calf, and then consider lifting up through the back leg. Take any version of our standing figure 4, maybe the arm balance. Then we can take the hands back to the heart if you're not there already. Come up to standing and release. Pause, take it all in. Back inside. Come into your huddle position. Ground your feet. And we'll shift it into the left leg. With your hands to your heart, you can cross your right heel over your knee. Use your hands if you need. Hands to heart as you sit low. Stay here or stretch your arms forward. Consider hands to floor or blocks. Arm balancers. Slide your shin towards your armpits, using your arms almost like a little table. Rounding your spine like cat back. See if you can lift your back heel, bottom heel rather, up off the floor. Even if it's just an inch, just for a second. Take your time, rewind your actions. Return your hands to heart. We'll inhale up to stand, release down. All right, we got this. We're gonna run through it once on each side, our full flow, adding in our balance at the end. All aboard, standing at the top of your mat. Bend your knees, touch the floor. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, left knee to chest, hands to heart. Inhale, high crescent lunge, step back. Exhale, sit low. Open up, inhale, skandasana into your back leg. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, stand, opening to warrior two, facing forward. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Stay for exhale. Windmill your hands down to the floor. Inhale, lift your back leg. Exhale, squeeze your heel to bottom, hands to heart. Inhale, circle your leg up and around, knee to chest. Exhale, cross your heel, sit low. Stay here or inhale your arms long. Stay here or exhale, hands to floor. Inhale, option to lift your back leg if you've got it. Stay for exhale. Inhale, rewind your actions, arms lift. Exhale, hands to heart, knee to chest. Other side, drop it down. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, right knee to chest, hands to heart. Inhale, step back, high crescent. Exhale, sit low. Inhale, skandasana to the back. Exhale, lift the sternum. Stand, inhale, warrior two, facing forward. Exhale, find your depth. Flip your palm, inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, stretch the top arm back. Windmill your hands down, inhale, lift your back leg. Exhale, hands to heart, heel to bottom. We got this. Inhale, circle your leg around, knee to chest. Exhale, cross your heel, sit low. Optional, inhale, stretch the arms. Optional, exhale, ground the arms. If you're taking the balance, inhale, round your back, lean forward. Exhale, back heel might lift. Inhale, rewind your actions, lift up through the arms. Exhale, hands to heart, and release. Wonderful job, everyone. Inhale to your chair pose. Exhale, sit low on your heels. Legs go straight out ahead. Nice work, everyone. Here we're going to bend the heels in. That made no sense. Walk your feet in. How about that? Walk your feet in, about hip distance apart. Take your hands behind you with your fingers out to the side and press down your index and thumb. So as we prepare for reverse table, we can take it in steps. So feel free to stay at any of these steps. Bend your elbows, squeeze the chest, or rather the back of the chest, squeeze behind the shoulders, then push into your hands, straighten the arms. You can hug your chin toward the chest. Feel your hands pushing down and apart from each other, almost like you're trying to rip your mat in half. This is an awesome chest stretch, so you can stay here if this is what you're being called to do, or lift up all 10 of your toes, push your feet down, and lift your hips up in line with your shoulders. If you're lifted with control, you might slowly release your chin up and back. Never quickly with the neck, always slow and controlled. Reverse table, friends. Feel the heels pulling towards each other. Feel the inner thighs dropping down, the outer thighs firming down. Last breath or two. Inhale. Exhale, release all the way down. You can give yourself a little hug, cruise down to your back. A little side to side action here. And we'll take the arms out wide to a T or cactus. Set your feet down and lift your hips up and over to the right a few inches. Drop your knees to the left. Soften the torso. Allow the bones to be very heavy. Feeling the heart rate start to steady and smooth. Inhale. Bring your hips on back to center. Then lift your hips to the left a few inches. Drop your knees to the right. Letting the weight of the bones stretch the muscles. And if you're like me and you have a habit of breathing top to bottom, you might play with breathing to your sides. Play with breathing into the back, finding a more spherical breath. Inhale. Back to center. With your knees in, hold inside your knees for modified happy baby. Guide your knees open to the side. Flatten your low back onto the mat if possible. Either stay here or grab the outer edges of your feet. And whether you have knees or feet, press your legs or feet into your hands and your hands back into feet or legs so that you have resistance between the two. You're free to rock side to side or even play with straightening one or both legs at a time. In your own time, again, start to release, make your way to Shavasana. Of course, if you need any other poses to make your practice feel complete, you're always welcome to take what you need. Otherwise, coming into stillness, this sacred stillness. And if you're used to rushing around all the time, this may be the hardest part. So whatever comes up for you during this time, make space for it. Allow it to be there. Meeting yourself with an unconditional kindness, unconditional care, unconditional understanding. You'll have a few moments here to simply be with yourself, meeting your needs with care, understanding, and stillness. I'll wake you in just a few moments when we're through. And you can start to deepen your breathing. And waking up the body with any movements that feel natural for you. You can bring your knees in, your right arm out, and roll over to your right side. Taking a moment to reset and pause here. Make your way into a seat with your eyes closed and your palms joined together at your heart. Bowing your head inward. And so often throughout our day, we get lost in the trance of thought, lost in overthinking, lost in doubt, lost in unworthiness. May we recognize when we're caught in trance. And may we remember our mind is the door and silence is the key to listening to our heart, the key to clarifying our roles, the key to wholeness, and the key to simply being. May we frequently return to the quiet space to heal and to grow. Thank you so much for joining us today. Namaste.